Set up. Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
How are you all? We hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend. Shall we do some introductions?
Yes.
Do you want to start?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. My name is Jess and I come from England. I was born and raised in London. I spent 3 years living in Leeds and then I moved to Italy, where I am currently. I live in Bologna and I've been working at my English school, Bologna Mille, for nearly 1 year.
Oh, fantastic. It's nearly your anniversary.
Nearly my anniversary.
Nice. Well, my name is Sophia. I was also born and raised in London. I live in Bologna. I have lived in Bologna for almost 5 years. Before Bologna, I lived for 6 years in Greece, in Athens and Thessaloniki. And I also work at my English school, Bologna Mille. I have worked there for almost 2 years. So, if you're joining us now, please introduce yourselves to us. Tell us your name, tell us where you are from, tell us where you live. And here is our question for you. It's coming around the bottom here. Do you want to read it, Jess?
Yeah. Tell us about a goal or dream you have fulfilled.
Yeah, so fulfill, or in case this is a new word, fulfill is achieve, let's say. So tell us about a goal or a dream you have achieved, you have fulfilled in your life. It could be recent, it could be further back in the past, whatever you prefer. What dream or goal will you tell us about, Jess?
Well, it's actually
Take your time.
no, repeat, start again. When I was a little girl, I always wanted to move, live, and work here in Italy, and
Oh, really? Was that a childhood dream for you?
yeah,
Oh, that's
always.
fantastic. Oh, wow, that's really cool. What inspired that childhood dream, in your opinion?
I think it was probably just because my grandfather's Italian, and
Mm.
I always looked more Italian than British, and I sort of felt like connected to my Italian roots. And whenever I came to Italy as a young child, I always just felt I had this real sense of like, this is where I need to be.
Yeah,
Maybe it's got to do with the sun and the good food.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the same feeling about Greece when I was growing up and I went to Greece on summer holidays. My dream was to live in Greece at some time in my life, and that is another dream that I've also fulfilled. I moved there when I was 18 and I lived there for 6 years. Um,
Go us
where,
achieving our
yeah, I
dreams.
know, fulfilling our childhood dreams. But where did you go on your summer holidays when you were a child? Because it wasn't Bologna.
No, I'd never been to Bologna, actually. I had been to Florence, I'd been to Venice, I'd been to Pisa, I'd been to Rome, I'd been to Pompeii,
Oh, wow.
and also somewhere in the mountains near Venice-ish. I
Okay.
can't remember where specifically, but we went and stayed with some people in the mountains there.
And these were holidays with your parents.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So tell us in the comments, maybe a childhood dream, maybe somewhere you wanted to live. Tell us about a goal you have fulfilled.
Have you fulfilled
Um,
any others, Sophia?
for many years, I wanted to do my Erasmus in Italy ever since I was 16, and I actually know younger than that, 14, 15, and I discovered Erasmus, so this opportunity to study abroad. And I decided that I wanted to do this experience in Italy. And I fulfilled that later at university, and I lived in Venice for 6 months on my Erasmus. Yeah. Let's see what Alfonso says. Hi, I was Alfonso. I was born in Avellino. Nice. And I've been living in Rome for 14 years. Remember, Alfonso, you need in for a city. Okay. I was born in Avellino and live in. That's really cool. Tell us, Alfonso, tell us about a goal or a dream that you achieved or fulfilled in your life. We're curious to know. It
Yeah.
could be connected to your job, to where you live, to your hobbies, anything.
Studying.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi,
Hi,
Alex.
Alessandra from Naples.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us about a goal or dream that you have fulfilled in your lives. So yeah, mine was connected to studying and living in a foreign place. I wanted to study in Italy, and yeah, I managed that.
Yeah.
What about, did you fulfill any dreams connected to jobs?
Yeah. Well, dancing and like my dance school, I got in the first place. That was a big accomplishment for me. And then to also complete the dance school, and I graduated with a first in.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really difficult to do in England.
Yeah, so I was very, very pleased about that.
Nice.
I also, when I got my first dance job, that was an accomplishment. Finally,
Yeah.
someone paid me rather than me paying them.
That's really good. Let's just check what Alfonso says. The most important goal fulfilled in my life is the bought of my apartment. How would you say this, Jess? Because remember, bought is a verb.
It's the
Acquisition of my apartment? The purchase. There we go.
purchase. That's the word.
Yeah. So Alfonso, you can say the purchase of my apartment. It's the noun, okay? Rather than, because bought is a verb, so it doesn't go in the sentence. But a more simple way to say this is simply when I bought my apartment. I think this is a more natural way, right, Jess?
Yeah.
How would you say it?
Yeah, when I bought my apartment.
Yeah, when I bought my apartment, exactly. This is an interesting goal.
I've been the best swimmer of my club for 2 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really impressive. Also, the most complete. What do you mean, Alessandro, by this? I'm not sure I understand. What do you think it's? Can you explain this, Alessandro? Maybe the most competitive? I'm not sure. Let me write also for Alfonso. When I bought my apartment, I think this is a more natural way to say it. Okay, when I bought my apartment.
Yeah.
What about this year, Jess? Have you achieved any of your New Year's resolutions, for example?
What, in 2020?
Yeah, exactly. We're 4.5 months in.
Quite a difficult period to be achieving goals at the moment.
It's true.
No, I haven't.
No? You haven't
I moved to a new apartment. Oh yeah, that's a lie. I got my residency.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, you did. Congratulations. Jess is, as of 2020, an Italian resident.
Finally.
Just in time for Brexit as well. It was so close.
So close. I'm talking like days before.
Yeah.
Days before the deadline, I got my stamp.
And you now can stay in Italy. That's fantastic.
I can stay and work. I think I like to leave things last minute.
Yeah. Okay, now I understand Alessandro's comment. He says, I mean that I adapted myself in each kind of situation, competition, and style. So
nice.
Yes, very nice. Complete is fine in this case.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
The most complete swimmer in many different things.
Good use
That's
of
really
the word.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, nice. Shall we look at our focus?
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's a nice focus today.
It is, isn't it? So today we are talking about our goals. Not the football kind, like the life kind. Do you want to read, Jess?
Goals. So in this focus activity, setting goals, future perfect and future perfect continuous.
Nice. Setting goals. What does this mean? How can we explain setting goals?
So if you set something, it's like you fix your mind on achieving something.
Exactly.
So if you're setting tonight, we are all going to set ourselves some goals.
Good. Yes, it's true. We are going to set some goals, to fix some goals today. So
It's
let's.
good because I'm really bad at fixing goals.
Yeah, me. I'm good at fixing them. I'm not so good at completing them. Okay, let's look at some questions. So number one, what do you hope to have accomplished by this time next year?
Number
Eee.
What habits do you hope to have changed or created by next year?
And what do you want to have achieved by the end of the day? It's 8 p.m., so I don't know if I'm. Actually, I have an achievement. It's quite a small one, but
Is it to wash your hair?
yeah, it is. Can you tell?
No.
Okay, you hesitated.
She was going to wash her hair.
So yeah, my answer to number three, by the end of the day, I hope to have washed my hair by the end of today. That is my goal. What is your goal for the end of the day? Let's start with the final one because I feel like it's the most simple one to respond to. What is your goal by the end of today? Mine is to wash my hair.
Yours is to wash your hair. I think mine is to maybe I want to say have an early night and get a good night's sleep, but is that that's not really the day?
Oh, of course it is. That's fine.
Yeah, my goal is to get myself into bed and relax and
Nice.
turn my phone
Good.
actually.
Hi.
I'm gonna turn my phone off and just relax.
I'll write this down because it's a good expression. Hi, Sole. So to have an early night is to go to bed early. So Jess's goal is to have an early night. Nice. Tell us, what do you want to have achieved by the end of the day? You have 4 hours left. You might still make it. This time next year.
The habits.
Yeah, habit, or let's see Alfonso's response. By this time next year, I hope to have got a promotion. Nice. Excellent. A promotion at work.
Are we doing
Good
one or
idea.
two now?
Pardon?
Are you doing one or two? Should we do...
Oh, I guess anything, whatever you are inspired by. You can write your answers in the comments.
Alessandra, I hope to have got my drive okay, it's different in American English and British English. In British English, we call it driver's license, and in American English, they call it driving license.
Yeah, I'll write both. I'm just trying to spell license. It's one of those words which I've always had trouble spelling, but I think Alessandro actually has it correct.
Yeah.
So it's a driver's license or a driving license for the motorbike. Nice. I want to have an early night and find that piece of that puzzle. I saw this on Sole's Instagram yesterday. She has a puzzle piece. No, you have an extra piece and you don't know where it goes, is what I understood from this situation. She's ended up with an extra puzzle piece and she doesn't know what happened, which is quite funny. So by this time next year, I don't really, honestly, I'm quite happy with how things are. So I hope maybe to be more fit and to have developed more skills in my hobby. My hobby is dancing. So by this time next year, I hope to have done some new moves, learned some new combinations in dance, and connected also to number two. I hope to have to have developed a habit of going and practicing dance more often. I really
Nice.
miss it. Yeah, I miss it with the quarantine. It's difficult. I feel like I'm getting, I feel like I'm losing flexibility. I'm losing strength, you know? I
Yeah.
feel like I need to work it back up.
Sometimes a break
Alison?
is good though, because it allows time for what your brain knows to kind of go into the body.
Oh, really? That
Yeah.
makes me feel a lot better.
Hmm. Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better. So it kind of allows everything to go into your long-term memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Alessandra says,
I hope to lose weight.
nice. What habits are you going to develop, Alessandra, to let you do that? What about you, Jess, this time next year?
I think maybe this time next year I would like to have finished my book.
Writing your book?
Mm.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a nice, it's a good goal.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
How far are you in your book?
Well, I mean, at the moment it's all a mess. Like chronological order, it's all over the place, and this
Yeah.
needs a lot of things adding. But at the moment, I'm on 24,000 words.
Okay.
So
How many pages? I'm not so good with words. I need to know pages so I
I
can
don't
have an
know.
idea.
I don't actually know how many pages it is,
Hmm.
but I need like another. I'm like halfway through. I need like another
Okay.
25,000.
And it's a novel, yes?
Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool. All right. So let us know in the comments what you hope to have achieved by this time next year, by the end of the day, any habits you want to change. Shall we go on to the next slide?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's read questions.
A 5-year plan. I really like that picture. Anyway,
It's a nice picture, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, Solar. I'm
Let's
doing
see.
vocal workout to have a clear voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will change after a year. Yeah, this is a priority.
Nice.
Nice. Good.
And Alessandra before said, I want to have ended my homework for Thursday. Cool. One thing, remember that homework is uncountable, so it's never plural. I want to have ended or finished my
Finish.
homework
Mm.
for Thursday. Um, Homework, so are you in high school, Alessandro, if it's homework, or is it homework for my English school? Let us know. So let's read these questions. What goals have you reached over the last year, over the past 5 years?
Number 2, what would you like to accomplish within the next year? 2 years, 5 years?
What steps do you need to take to start working toward your goal?
What will you have done to reach your goal by the end of next week, next month?
So basically, this is telling us to get moving.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know about you, but it's giving me a bit of anxiety
Yeah.
because, for example, the when I talk about my goal for next year, it feels like it's very, very far away. You know, it feels like it's very distant. And then it says, "What will you have done to reach your goal by the end of next week?" And I'm thinking, no, nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. I will have done
Absolutely nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
It will happen when it happens.
Mm. Yeah.
Alessandra says both. Okay, so for high school and also my English school. Cool, cool. Okay, well, let's have a look. If any of these questions inspire you and you would like to share your experiences, just tell us in the comment section about your past goals, your future goals. Well, I think we talked about the first one already.
Yeah, the goals we've reached.
Yeah. Over the past year, I mean, for 2020, my goal was very similar to yours, to find an apartment. And I was very, very fortunate because 1 week, literally 1 week before the quarantine, I managed to move into my new apartment with my boyfriend. So I'm very relieved that I did that in time. A bit like you with the Brexit deadline.
Yeah.
We were both very fortunate. Yeah.
What have we achieved over the last 5?
I suppose I finished my master's degree. Oh, this is actually an important achievement that I achieved over the past 5 years. Is I became financially independent. I started. I'm sure you know this expression, standing on my own 2 feet.
Oh yeah, that's a really nice one. Yeah.
So that was my dream, that was my goal, and I managed to do that in the last 5 years, and that was very, very important for me. So for the last 4 years, I've been financially independent. Yeah, I think we. There you go, standing on my own 2 feet, financially independent.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I've achieved in the last 5 years as well.
Sola says, finally, I can understand everything you said watching a movie in English. Oh, that's really good, Sola. That's fantastic. Congratulations. And I think it's strange because when you look at this question and it says, what goals have you reached over the past 5 years? And you kind of think, I don't really do anything, so nothing. And then you think about it a bit more and you think, wait, I've done a lot, but I think we don't appreciate everything that we've managed to do sometimes. We think we concentrate all the time on what we have not done and we forget to concentrate on everything we have achieved.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true.
I know I do that a lot.
I do that too.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
What's something mean better than my sentence?
I don't know. I don't know what she's referring to with that sentence. What do you mean, Sola, better than my sentence? I'm not sure what you mean.
So, number 2, what would you like to accomplish within the next year? 2, 5?
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to go more long term because it's less stressful. In the next 5 years, I'd like to have done another teaching certificate, but this teaching certificate will allow me to teach not English language, but English literature, which is my real passion. I studied English. Yeah, I studied English literature at university, and it's my real passion. So I want to do a teaching certificate which will permit me to teach English literature. That's my 5-year plan.
So great.
Yeah. What about you? Actually, let's see. Alessandro says, by the end of this year, I'll have ended my last year at high school. That's really good, Alessandro. It's a really good use of the future perfect as well. Congratulations. Yeah. I hope, I shouldn't say this is terrible, but I hope you will have ended your last year of high school. I hope you do manage to go back. Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
I think within the next year, I would like to get my Italian language level to a point that I'm feeling more confident in it and happy with it. That's my year goal.
Okay, that's fantastic to get a language certificate.
And then 2 years, I would like to create better healthy eating habits.
Okay, that's a nice one. Yeah. In the next 2 years. I like how you're taking it very slowly. It's like, I can still eat pizza for the next year and a half.
Yeah, no, maybe the next year for that one.
Okay, yeah.
It's a hard one to create a goal for 2 years, right?
Yeah, it is.
And 5 years as well. Oh my goodness, in 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, 5 years, it's for me, it's a bit easier because you can, 5 years is plenty of time, you know, you can just say, yeah, I'll do something.
But it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, let alone.
I know. Sole says, my sentences are full of errors, but I swear I can understand English speakers. Your sentences are not full of errors, Sole. You did make some errors, but on the whole, it's very natural as well that I think you understand more than you can produce. This is very natural. I think we upset Alessandro. Sorry. Yeah. Oh well.
In the next 5 years, I really want to go and see the Northern Lights.
Ooh, that's good. So these are travel goals.
Travel goals, yeah.
Yeah. I should set more travel goals, I think. I don't do it enough, I feel. So I should set more travel goals. Number 3, what steps do you need to take? So what process do you need to start? For my 5-year goal, I need to start researching different colleges, different courses, see where I will do it, when, etc. But I'm not gonna, because I'm lazy.
You should do it, Sophia. I'm going to root for you.
I will. I just don't know when.
I hope to have got a graduation by 5 years. So we'd say I hope to have graduated
in 5 years.
In 5 years.
You can use graduate as a verb. Okay, I'm trying to write it.
Nice. I'm sure you will. We believe
definitely.
in you. So
you like this, Alessandro? Okay, use graduate as a verb.
I want to travel alone, but don't be scared to do it.
Oh, that's really good. That's a good one. Actually, you know what? I will make this my 2-year goal. My 2-year goal, thank you, Sole, for the inspiration. My 2-year goal is to go on holiday somewhere alone. This is one dream of mine that I have not achieved yet.
Yeah.
To go on holiday somewhere alone, even if it's just for 2 days. You know, but just be somewhere by myself.
Yeah.
That will be my 2-year goal. My 2-year goal.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. What about you for number 3? What steps do you need to take, Jess?
Okay, I'll go to the book one.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to set up a routine so I can be more strict. With myself. And yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Make it part of your schedule.
Yeah, so that it's not something that I occasionally do and then I just leave and then I come back to. It's
absolutely. Sole asks me, where do you want to go? I'm not going to get into that now, Sole. Everywhere. I have an entire list. What do you say? Shall we go on to our grammar?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to move on, but in the meantime, if you want to tell us about your past goals, about your future goals, tell us in the comments, okay? So the question here is, do you prefer to always have a game plan, or do you fly by the seat of your pants? What an expression. I'll do a game plan. You can do the second one. A game plan is basically a plan. I think it might be a more American expression, right? Or do you say a game? Yeah, but a game plan is basically a plan, a strategy. So do you always have a plan, a strategy, or you can explain the next one?
Fly by the seat of your pants, literally to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Do not have a plan, just fly.
Yeah, to not have a plan, to improvise. Or to go with the flow. I'll write that too.
I think I definitely fly by the seat of my pants. I improvise, go with the flow.
Yeah, me too. I tend to just kind of take things as they come, but sometimes I notice that I'm waiting for something to happen and nothing happens. And in those situations, I have to make a game plan.
Yeah.
But I'm not very used to it. Sole says, first step, get a job. Second step, find the courage. I'm sure you will, Sole. I'm sure you will. So on this slide, we have some phrasal verbs. Yay! Shall we read them?
Yes, we have to plan out, to plan for, to plan on, to plan ahead.
Good. And on the right in red, we see our definitions. So to prepare for something, to formulate, so to create a detailed scheme. A scheme, again, is simply a plan. To make arrangements in advance and to be ready for something. So in the comments, let's match together these phrasal verbs with plan and the definitions which are on the right. I'm writing down some vocabulary for later as well. I love the expressions we're learning today, like fly by the seat of your pants, stand on your own 2 feet, go with the flow.
Yeah, these are good expressions.
Yeah, and they're expressions also that we use like quite often. Sola says,
Plan out, formulate a detailed scheme.
I think she's correct.
I think so too.
Yeah.
No
So
doubt.
if we plan something out, we plan something in detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you might plan out a holiday, for example. Do you plan out your holidays?
Yes, but very last minute.
Okay, but I mean, do you plan out each day what you will do?
No.
No, me neither. I don't like it. My favorite holidays are when you leave the house in the morning and you just say that way.
Yeah,
And you just see what happens.
when you go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, often when I go on holiday, I'll know 1 or 2 sites that I want to see. Like maybe somebody recommended a monument or recommended a restaurant to me, and I know, okay, I want to do that at some point. But the rest of the time, I just want to see what will happen.
Yeah.
So we also have to plan for, to plan on, and to plan ahead. Let us know in the comments, what do you think these are? To plan for.
Prepare for something, be ready.
I think so. Nice, very good.
Yes. And then we have to put on.
Good, Alessandro, very nice. 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. Alessandro's doing the lazy option. Sole is writing things out, and Alessandro's just 3, 3. I'm not sure I agree with this one. I'm not sure I agree.
To plan ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sole says the same thing, but not quite. In this one, when we're talking about in advance, we also have this word ahead, as Jess said. So if I plan on something, it means that I'm ready for it. Yeah. Then maybe we can give some examples to illustrate this.
You can say like, even be ready for something, but even what you hope for. Like I plan on finishing my book next year as well.
I plan on washing my hair tonight. So it's something that it's something that you maybe have an intention is more accurate.
Yeah, than be ready.
Yeah, to have an intention. Okay, like Jess said, she plans on finishing her book. I plan on washing my hair today. Okay, it's an intention. And that means that to plan ahead, to make arrangements in advance. Okay.
Plan ahead.
Right. Nice. What else do we have here? And here we have them in the correct order. So we can see the phrasal verb and the correct definition on the right. Nice.
Is it because you are ready and want to be sure to do it? Yeah, it could be. Like,
I think so.
It's more of like a personal ready, like I'm personally ready.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Okay, nice. Let's go on to our next part. Let's look at the, what are we looking at?
Looking forward, looking back. It's like our meeting, looking back.
Yeah,
forward.
exactly. So we're going to look, I think, at future perfect continuous, maybe. Anyway, we've got by the time and the simple present. So by the time she finishes writing her novel, this is you, Jess. Finishes simple present. Do you want
She
to read
will
it?
have been writing for 3 years.
So is that true? Will it have been 3 years? No, I think less.
No, less. It would have been a year and a half.
Yeah. But here we have our future perfect continuous. She will have been writing. We remember our past perfect past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous. That terrible tense where we talk about continuous actions. I have been living, I have been studying, I have been working. What we do here is we put it into the future. E.g., I'm writing out some. There we go. So we had present perfect continuous. So for example, I have been working. Here we're going into the future. So what does this show, Jess?
Which does what show?
Future perfect continuous.
So by the time in the future that we are talking about, the time from now when we say it to in the point in the future.
Exactly. When this will finish. So our formula is on the slide in front of you. So she will have been and ing. It's present perfect continuous, but we add will in front to put it into the future. Okay. Looking at another example, by the time she go on.
By the time she finishes writing her novel, she will have been writing for 3 years. By 7 p.m., I will have been working for 12 hours straight.
In this case, 12 hours straight means it means continuously or without a break.
Without a break, 12 hours straight.
Wow. I don't think I have ever worked for 12 hours straight.
I did once.
Oh, really? Where were you working?
I was working for a catering company in England.
Oh, wow.
And I was
it like
Chelsea Flower Show?
Okay, so it was like a festival, a fair kind of thing.
It was awful.
Oh my goodness. Bad memories.
My feet were like, I actually cried when walking home from the train station because my
goodness.
Feet were so sore.
Wow. And what time did you start and what time did you finish?
I was starting so early in the morning. It was just like a non-stop day.
Yeah.
Like, I think I arrived at 7 a.m.
Wow. And you finished at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
My goodness. I do not envy you at all.
And then when you take into the traveling around London as well, it's just like non-stop.
Yeah.
That was a really hard week.
I can imagine. Gosh. All right. So we're going to practice this future perfect continuous. We're going to make sentences with by the time. So for example, by the time I finish, by the time I graduate, by the time I retire, whichever one you like, and complete it with I will have been something for. Let's give some examples to make this clearer.
So by
I
the
can-
time, this is really hard to find an example. By the time
I'm okay.
I'm really struggling here.
How about you do your novel again, just to.
Oh wait, by the time I figure out what to say, I will have been stuttering for
That's a good one. I will say
like when you're this
exactly. So to stutter is like to speak, but with hesitation. By the time I finish this webinar, I will have been working for 5 hours.
Me too.
Nice. By the time I graduate, I can't say because I don't study. I graduated already in the past, so I can't say this. Alessandra says,
Alessandra, well done. By 10 p.m., I would have been studying for 8 hours.
perfect. Very nice sentence. Very good example. By the time I'm not retiring, I'm not getting home, I'm not getting married, I'm not getting a promotion. Wow. How about this? I will change it a bit. By the time I go to bed, I will have been awake. So I'm not using a verb, I'm using an adjective. I will have been awake for 16 hours. Sounds right, 16 hours.
Nice.
Good
Yeah.
So in the comments, you can practice as well. You can use the verbs you can see on the slide in red, or you can, as Alessandra did, you can change the verb, make your own sentences.
I can't even, what example could you even use with get married? By the time I get married, I will have been
in a relationship.
True.
Or maybe, hold on. By the time I finish school, I will have been looking for a university. Not quite solid.
Time frame.
Yeah, when this 4 is about time. If you look at Alessandra's example, 8 hours. Okay, the 4 is for the time that you will have been doing something. It's concentrating on the duration.
Yes. So by the time I finish school, I've been looking for a university for the last year.
Yeah, something like that. What if we go, I think the next slide might make it clearer. Shall we go on and then maybe we can come back? Because it's got some more personal questions. So let's look at something more personal. By the end of this lesson, how long will you have been studying English? Let's say today, this is our final webinar of the day. So by the end of this lesson, how long will you have been studying English for today?
By the end of this year, how long will you have been living in your current home?
Yeah, and by the end of this month, how long will you have been working at your current job? So as Jess and I said before as an example, by the end of this lesson, we will have been working or we will have been teaching English for 5 hours. Correct? Yeah. By the end of this year, let me see what Soleh said. By the time I worked in Lido, I have been working 8 hours. Again, not quite. You're talking, Soleh, you're taking a time from now and you're moving forwards. Okay. Listen again to our example. By the end of this lesson now, today, we will have been teaching for 5 hours.
And by the end of this year, how long will you have been living in your current home?
Let me
I
just
was living for 1 year.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, because you moved in January, didn't
Yeah,
you?
the start of January.
By the time I eat my dinner, I'll have been awake for 17 hours. My dinner is at 11. You shouldn't
Oh,
eat
that's
this late,
late.
Alessandro. It's terrible for your metabolism. Um, awake is correct, Alessandro, not awaking. I have been studying English for 2 years. Very nice. Yeah, it's a difficult concept, Sole, but take these examples because they're quite these examples are more realistic. Let's look at this one. Can you, by the end of this year, Jess, can you repeat your answer for number
End
two?
of this year, I will have been living in my current home for 1 year.
Exactly. So, Jess, it's difficult because you have to go back to the past to the starting point, and you have to go also to the future to the end of the year and measure all of this period of time. Okay. So, by the end of this year, future, I will have been living in my current apartment for 7 months because I moved into my apartment or 8 months, no, 10 months, maths. 10 months because I moved into my apartment in February. I don't know if try number two, Sole. Okay, it's more clear. Try number two. Alessandra says, I'll have been living in my apartment for 5 years. Nice.
Nice.
And Mauro's here also.
By 9 p.m., I'll have been learning for 2 hours.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. We are approaching our last 4 minutes of the webinar. So
Yeah.
please write your examples in. And if you have any questions, now's the time.
Exactly. Andrea's here. Hi, Andrea. Nice to see you.
Hello.
You're a bit late, yes. By the end of this month, I'll have been working for 4 months. Nice, very good. By the end of this month, I'll have been working at my current job for, I don't know, maybe 20 months. So like a year and a half, something like that.
Mine's the same again. By the end of this month, I will have been working at my current job for 1 year.
Nice. Excellent, Sole. That is exactly right. By the end of this year, I will have been living in my home for 3 years. Exactly. So
Okay.
you go back to the past to when you started living in your home. You also go forward to the future, to the end of the year, and you measure that whole period of time. Alessandro says,
By the end
good.
of this month, I will have been a student for 15 years.
Excellent.
Good
Very
job.
nice. Good, guys. Okay, what else? I'm trying to think of one more example before we finish.
By the time Sophia's thought of an example, I will have finished.
That's a very good one, thank you. Okay, let's go back and go over some of the expressions that we learned today because we learned a lot of new ones. We talked about this one, straight. So if I say 12 hours straight or days, months straight, it means continuously without a break. Okay. We can use it especially when we want to emphasize the fact that you have not had a break. Okay. What else can we talk about? We talked about our phrasal verbs. So we have to plan on, which is to have an intention to do something.
Mhm.
We had what other phrasal verbs? Plan
To
ahead.
plan ahead, to
So I'm just going to copy Sola's to formulate a detailed scheme, plan out, and plan for. So prepare for something. We had this fantastic expression.
to fly in the seat of your pants. This is to not have a plan, to improvise, to go with the flow. And then we have the opposite, which is the game plan. When you have your plan.
You have a scheme or a strategy. These are all synonyms for plan.
And then we have the last one, standing on my own 2 feet, which means that you are financially independent.
Exactly. Wonderful. Oh, don't forget also when you can drive in the UK, we call it a driver's license, and in America, we call it a driving license. Nice. Okay, so if you have any last questions or comments, please write them for us. Otherwise, I think we're coming to the end.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much.
Well done,
Yes.
everyone. Really good work this evening.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.